This video is for the readers who don't always recognize themselves in the standard Romantasy settings and want to explore something different. Today we're taking a look at 10 beautifully written men and women from all over the world and the high-stakes dynamics that make their romances completely unforgettable. Buckle up. This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi relies on extreme class and racial hierarchy. Ahdieh is the prophesied Jinn queen, surviving as a servant. She has olive skin, distinct eyes, and a delicate appearance that masks supernatural physical endurance and unique ice magic. Kamran is the human crown prince of the Ardunian Empire, athletic, regal, and reliant on military training. He represents the empire that conquered the Jinn and strictly outlaws Jinn magic under penalty of death. While Kamran is drawn to her, he is duty-bound to execute any Jinn threat. Extreme segregation and a brewing rebellion force a collision between their personal attraction and an impending racial war. The Wrath and the Dawn by Renée Ahdieh presents an extreme power asymmetry. Shahrazad, the Calipha of Khorasan, adorned in silk with obsidian hair and hazel eyes, volunteers to marry Khalid, the cursed caliph who murdered her best friend. Khalid is a tall, trim, muscular ruler with dark hair and amber eyes, bound by a curse requiring him to execute a new bride each dawn. He holds absolute institutional authority over her life. Shahrazad enters the marriage intending to assassinate him, using cliffhanger stories to buy time. Their dynamic is rooted in lethal curiosity. The environment is held hostage by Khalid's curse, and a society expecting her death traps them in an impossible political prison, leading to an inevitable intimacy. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Lynn contrasts an impoverished exile with absolute imperial power. Xingyin is the hidden daughter of the Moon Goddess, a lithe warrior possessing immortal magic and elite archery skills with the jade dragon bow. Prince Leigh is the golden boy crown prince of the Celestial Kingdom, possessing advanced celestial manipulation. Leigh holds the absolute structural power of royalty, while Xingyin hides her fugitive identity. To earn a boon, Xingyin must serve the emperor who imprisoned her mother. Leigh is constrained by rigid feudal hierarchy and arranged betrothals, preventing him from openly pursuing a lowly soldier. The romance is restricted by intense imperial expectations and the lethal consequences of Xingyin's true identity being discovered. Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas introduces a patient healer dynamic defined by physiological dependency and historical trauma. Yrene Towers is a master healer of the Torre Chesme, a lithe woman with brown skin and brown hair who weaves golden light capable of repairing severe trauma. Chaol Westfall, the former captain of the guard, is muscular, light-skinned, and wheelchair-bound from a shattered spine. The power asymmetry heavily favors Yrene, as Chaol is entirely reliant on her unique magical expertise to walk again. However, Chaol served the Adarlanian Empire that violently conquered Yrene's homeland and executed her mother. A looming war forces Chaol to the isolated southern continent, pushing two characters with deep historical animosity into intense daily physical proximity and necessary political alignment. In We Hunt the Flame by Hafsah Faizal, Zafira and Nasir bin Salif operate within the cursed environment of Arawiya. Zafira is a tall, strong huntress, constantly concealed under heavy layers to hide her female identity. Nasir is the crown prince of death, dressed in black assassin's garb with silver etching, possessing perfect features and lethal combat skills tied to a dormant magic bloodline. Ordered by his tyrannical father to assassinate Zafira, They are forced onto a quest through the hostile, shifting magical island of Shar. Their rivalry collapses as they are forced to ally to restore the lost magic of the 6 sisters of the old. The quest exposes a desperate mutual yearning, shifting Nasir from a brutal enforcer to a devoted protector. Reign and Ruin by J.D. Evans constructs a political partnership of equals. Naim is the sophisticated, composed heir to the Sultanate of Tamar, wielding stabilizing magic from the wheel. Makram is a darkly handsome, intensely imposing warrior prince who commands lethal destruction magic. The Sultanate's patriarchal council violently opposes a female ruler, constantly undermining Naim. The magical wheel is unbalanced due to the historical banishment of the House of Destruction. Makram willingly supports Naim's authority and serves as her anchor, while she provides the political acumen and magical balance to stabilize his destructive nature. Their alliance is both a political scandal and a necessary metaphysical restoration. The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty centers on a ruling prince and a threatened heir within a fiercely stratified political powder keg. Nahri is a street-smart Cairo con artist of Egyptian heritage with dark hair and eyes, possessing rapid self-regeneration and diagnostic magic. Alizaid, Ali Al-Qatani, is a tall, broad Qaid in training with dark brown skin and gray eyes, wielding jinn fire and an elite sword, the Zulfikar. Ali's royal family overthrew and slaughtered Nahri's ancestors, the Nahids. Ali acts as the religious enforcer of the regime that Nahri's existence threatens. To survive the king's lethal manipulations in Davabad, Nahri requires Ali's protection, while Ali is bound by rigid duty to monitor her, creating massive political friction laced with secret sympathies. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo is built on an indentured employee and an emotionally stunted boss navigating the ruthless slums of Ketterdam. Inej Gaffa is the Wraith, short-statured with bronze Suli skin, black hair and dark eyes, possessing lethal stealth and absolute mastery of throwing knives. Kaz Brecker is Dirty Hands, pale-skinned, dark-haired, and relies on a crow head cane for a broken leg. He wears black leather gloves due to severe haphophobia. Kaz holds Inej's indenture contract, controlling her financial freedom while relying entirely on her intelligence gathering. They are forced together by an impossible heist at the heavily fortified Fjerdan Ice Court. The stakes demand ruthless pragmatism. They cannot afford emotional vulnerability in a criminal underworld that exploits every weakness, making Kaz's psychological inability to touch her a massive barrier to their connection. The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri explores class disparity and mutual exploitation. Malini is a regal, tactically calculating imperial princess, physically imprisoned in a ruined temple by her dictator brother. Priya is a former temple child, operating in an unremarkable servant guise, harboring forbidden plant-based magic connected to the ancient deathless waters. Patriarchal religious structures condemn Malini and vilify Priya's magic as monstrous. Malini initially manipulates Priya's secrets to secure her own escape. Their shared oppression under the Parajat-Dvipan Empire shifts the balance, evolving into a deeply intimate, revolutionary partnership where both women recognize the dangerous ambition in each other. The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon builds a dynamic around lethal enemies forged into political pawns. Taliesin is a battle-scarred, fiery orphan soldier who wields rare, piercing light magic for the Sardovian Allfold. Alaric is the Night Empire prince, with tousled dark waves and silver eyes, wielding lethal shadow magic. Taliesin fights for liberation against Alaric's imperialist forces. When their opposing magics clash in battle, they merge into an unprecedented volatile force. The continent is ravaged by the hurricane wars and threatened by an anomaly called the Moonless Dark. To survive, their warring nations force them into an arranged marriage of convenience, trapping two mortal enemies in an intimate political alliance. Those are 10 of the best pairings we've seen in these settings. Let me know down below which of these you're adding to your TBR, and I'll see you in the next one.